Phew, that was pretty close. Pretty good stick save there. We narrowly missed invalidating our 5-wave pattern upwards in Dash Coin, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are out of the woods yet. Right now, we are just holding on to what I was calling a 4th wave pullback within a leading diagonal up, and things are looking somewhat encouraging so far. We are looking for a higher high to complete 5 up. Just to refresh where we are with Dash Coin, we hit a bottom back on January 24th, right around $80, $80.52. And well, while our rally since then has been looking a little corrective, possibly ABC, we have just narrowly missed breaking this completely. We are looking for a leading diagonal up. A leading diagonal is not the most encouraging sign of a counter rally that the low is behind us, but it's better than having ABC up. The difference between an impulse and a diagonal is that an impulse, you have a 1-2 with a deep second wave, big third wave, relatively shallow 4th wave, and a 5th wave to finish things off. In a diagonal, you have your sequence a bit differently, not your sequence, but your proportions. Generally, don't rally as high in your 3rd wave. 5th wave doesn't project as high either, and you have a lot of overlap and chop, and they fit in the diagonal pattern. That is what we're looking at here in Dash Coin, as well as many other cryptos. This is a common pattern amongst many cryptos, although other cryptos do seem to have 5-wave patterns up, and they are now in their 2nd wave down. So if we are to hold on to this green pattern, any potential for it, we need to start rallying right away, and we have a good start so far. This thing needs to go up to probably about $135 or so from where we are, at least. Preferably, we have a little bit of an overthrow here. That way, we can have our 5 up, and then we would expect a sharp pullback that should retrace no lower than our low of $80.52, and then we're off to the races after that. Otherwise, this pattern right here, this red pattern, is going to be the pattern of operation. There is a chance that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave impulse down, and it's the beginning of a lower low. So we're going to look at that in the big picture in just a second. Aside from that, the reason why leading diagonals are a bit problematic is that they can easily be confused with a corrective bounce, just like you see here. And well, even if we get that 5th wave up, there's a chance that this is the A, this is the B, and that would be the C. So those are the reasons why we can't relax just yet with Dash or most other cryptos for that matter. So this is our logarithmic daily chart, long-term view. This is available in the description below, so feel free to check that out if you'd like to follow along. But I haven't changed anything at all because we haven't had anything significant happen since our last update. Our primary pattern is still red, which is calling for a lower low. What we have seen is a rally ever since our everything crash in March of 2020. We had a pretty standard looking impulse all the way up to about $476. It hit the 1.764 extension to the penny. So very healthy looking impulse, and then a nice strong pullback. And in Dash, unlike most other cryptos, this actually looks pretty complete. If we draw our extensions out, if this is the A wave, that's the B wave, our 1-to-1, while ideally going to the $61 mark, has actually gone right down through the 0.764 extension. That's another strong fib. And well, it looks legit. It looks like it could easily count as 5 waves down, which is what the green pattern would have you believe. That would entail that this is a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5. If that is the case, the proportions are almost picture perfect. The 3rd wave fell between the 1.0 and the 1.236 extension, as you see here, and we spiked a little bit below the 1.618. So there's a lot of encouraging signs that the green may be the pattern we follow. It's still the alternate until we have that 5th wave up higher and a 3-wave corrective wave back. If we do hold on, and if we hold above that major support at $81, our green subwave 1 is actually projecting between right around $220 and $408. That is just based on the fact that this whole thing is a 1 wave, that we already hit our low right around $81, and that we are going to hit the 0.382 to 0.61 extension of this larger 1-2. So that's a pretty good return from here. That could be a 4x return from where we are at this moment. That's pretty good for a subwave 1. However, if we don't get that higher high, that 5th wave up, there's a very good chance that we go just a bit higher, and then we're going to fall right through the floor, because that would be the 3rd wave of our 5th wave down. What do we mean by 3rd wave to 5th wave down? Well, the red pattern has this current bounce being the 4th wave. So the 4th wave bounce would be followed by a 5th wave crash, and more than likely, it would get down to one of these significant Fibonacci numbers. Since we did decisively break that 0.764 extension down here, very good chance we go down to 61. There's multiple confluences there at various levels, which I'm not going to go into too much detail on, but it would be a very likely bottom if we had a lower low to go. And well, that would be one heck of a buying opportunity. $61 is way down there. We are much closer to that bottom than we are to the top. So it is not the time to be fearful. If you have been holding all this time, don't want to panic sell down there. Now, if we see a more bearish sign, I would be looking to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Dash has a more robust pattern in place simply because, well, it's been around longer than most cryptos. Actually, one of the oldest cryptos, maybe not known to a lot of people, but something I discovered not that long ago either. This chart goes all the way back to February of 2014, and because of the history, this is more trustworthy than a lot of other cryptos. This is our first wave peak. That was back in May of 2014. We had a cleared second wave, textbook perfect 61.8% retrace, hit the 1.618 extension there in December 2017. Long 4th wave consolidation. which actually hit the ideal retracement point. And well, ever since then, we've had what we're calling a first wave up. Didn't quite make to the 0.32 extension, which is where our ideal would be. But we did get to this 1.32 extension of the bigger pattern. So very encouraging sign. Why am I going over this boring stuff with fibs and long-term charts? Well, here's what makes Dash one of the most lucrative, well, potentially lucrative cryptos of all of them. Despite this nasty crash we've been going through, along with other cryptos, look at this thing. This whole thing is a giant impulse. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have already started our fifth wave rally. This is a very good start with our first wave going as high as it did. I'm going to get rid of all these figures just so you guys can see that this is our first wave. This is the rally top May of 2021. We are presumably in a second wave pullback. That second wave has very likely gone deep enough. If it goes a little deeper, even better. So that's what you need. You need to stretch that rubber band so you can set off the rocket in the big picture. Where are we projecting for our bigger third wave if we hold this together? Well, our standard Fibonacci's would have us landing around the $2,800 to $2,900 range. That is a very strong Fibonacci confluence, especially with what we've seen. That would be a standard target for a rally for a bigger third wave. So compared to where we are right now, this is our 1, 2. You'd have actually, I'm going to draw this out to help visualize a bit better. If that's your 1, 2, let's say we get towards the top of that box, have a nice sharp second wave pullback. We probably get relatively high, maybe right there. I don't have the number at the moment. Shallow, long reaches the fourth wave, and then your fifth wave could end up there. And when I say fifth wave, that would be the fifth wave of the third, the fifth of the fifth in this case. I'm sorry, this would be the fifth of the third. Overall, this is actually the top of a bigger third wave. So if we revise this thing a little bit, be fourth here, your ultimate fifth could go even higher than that because we'd expect to go to at least a 2.0 extension. That is in the 8,000 range. So before you get too excited, lots to prove. There is confluence at both of those numbers, right in that 2,800 to 2,900 range, maybe even 3,000, as well as that $8,000 range. So incredible potential long-term. No reason to panic yet. Look at this big picture. If we fall down to there, you can't even see it. Little waves and everything look like ants from an airplane. So get ready to buy. Be greedy when others are fearful. And of course, no matter how lucrative Dash looks, it does have a great risk-reward ratio. I'm going to be making videos on this stuff. I'm going to have some information on how to allocate, which cryptos have the best projections, which ones are the safest. So don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you like one crypto, one altcoin or two altcoins, buy a bunch of them. They all have insane potential. You never know which one's going to follow through, which one could fall apart. So diversify. Until next time, thank you for watching and happy trading.